We are a great country. I firmly believe the best on earth. But we will never be all that we should be until we do better in this. There is no country on earth where people are made more welcome. There is no country on earth whose people have more innate generosity to others. Yet for 2 centuries, with of course fragrant exceptions, Australians had collectively failed to show to Aboriginal people the personal generosity and warmth of welcome that we have habitually extended to the stranger in our midst. And even as things began a generation or 2 back, our tendency was to work for Aboriginal people rather than with them. We objectified Aboriginal issues rather than personalised them. We saw problems to be solved rather than people to be engaged with. And if that hardness of heart was ever really to melt, I thought that change had to include me, because you can't expect of others what you won't demand of yourself. So as a backbencher, I spent a few days every year in Central Australia and always included a dinner with Charlie Perkins. As a minister, I tried to spend a few days every year in remote Aboriginal communities, especially in Cape York and later in the APY lands for which my portfolios had particular responsibilities. But after 14 years in the Parliament, I found that I had visited dozens, literally dozens, of Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander places, but not spent more than 12 hours in any one of them. So as Shadow Minister for Aboriginal Affairs, I asked Noel Pearson if he would help me to spend some serious time in individual communities where I could be useful, rather than just another seagull, as Aboriginal people so often called officious visitors. I spent 3 weeks in 2008 as a teacher's aide in Cowan, 10 days in 2009 as a truancy helper in Arakoon, 4 days in 2011 doing bush carpentry near Hopevale, and another 4 days in 2012 helping to renovate the Arakoon School Library. Later this year as Prime Minister, I will spend a week in East Arnhem Land, along with enough officials to make it, if only for a few days, the focus of our national government. After 226 years of intermittent interest at most, why shouldn't Aboriginal people finally have the Prime Minister's undivided attention for 7 days?